Dill has an enormous heart, and he's also been through quite a lot, and has persevered. And also, he's also another in a show about otherness in terms of Tom Robinson, Calpurnia, Boo Radley. Dill is also one of them. And so I think it's somewhat of his identification with the other that is what kind of, it's part of what breaks him. I mean, some of the passages were wordy and hard, but I would say not any more, any less. I think what Aaron did so well is, for having such a distinct voice. I think he married himself to Harper Lee's voice very, very well, and also with the Southern cadence and a Southern dialect. Everything kind of is slowed down a little bit, so you're not having the walk and talks that he's very known for, but his use of alliteration and these kind of complicated sentences we call it we've been Sorkinized. It's interesting. I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you, because sometimes we were saying before, like you're halfway through the matinee and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna do it again. But the show takes care of itself, I will say. This show I find is very challenging. Not in terms, the emotional stuff is challenging, but in terms of energy and also the kind of the spirit of playing a child, it's not necessarily. I'm not just being up there being, and there's an extra thing that has to happen. Unlike like Significant Other, I think you kind of start and then you're at the end, and you're not really. I was playing somebody close to me. This is very, very different, and I find it to be a little bit. It's more challenging. Significant Other was more exhausting, but this is more challenging. I think, to be honest, it's just about breathing. And it's just about, asking the questions that your character's actually asking, understanding what stakes are, and just connecting with your scene partner. And then everything else kind of, you've done your work. You did your work, now you're up there. Let it all go and just be present. Oh God, I hate the audition process. I don't know if I have advice for that, because I'm actually a very bad auditioner. I don't think what I do is present so much in the audition. A lot of that kind of feels like getting over the nerves of wanting something. I'm not very good at it. I try to memorize just so I want it to be as lived in as possible. Sometimes it's all about getting the words out, and it's not really about choices. And that I still don't think I know how to do so well yet. I try to go to the gym, do some yoga, run, but also kind of like what always comforts me is, okay, I've done the work. You did the work. Now you just got to be present, and that's the only thing that you can do. Just relax. I would say just relax. And that no matter what, it's always going to be a roller coaster. And no matter what, you can be a working actor and still not work at the same time and figure out what to do with all your creative energy. Because I don't think they teach that at school. They don't teach you that you're even Audra McDonald, I think, has like a month or two where she's not doing anything. And like, they don't teach you what to do in those times. So I would tell me to like fill that up. It's still a journey, I would say. But I do think what has been my, I don't want to say niche, or what I think what turns people off can also, to some people, can turn them on. I don't mean sexually. It's what makes you interesting and different. And so, I was told, oh, you got to change your mannerisms, you got to change your voice, and still I'm hitting up against it. But then there comes these parts that you assume, and it's almost like nobody else can do them because you've. I believe in living life like very full, and the same reason as to why I majored in art history. I I'm a searcher, and I devour things, and I think all of that you're bringing to your work. And so if you're changing any of that, and if you're censoring that, I don't know. I think maybe for some people it works, but for me it doesn't. And I think that's the thing. You got to find what works for you. And I found that when I change my voice, or when I try to be stiller and so forth, if the character's still, it'll happen. You'll find how the character is. But if you're too worried about how you're appearing, I think you're just screwed.